A modern stock car operates as a high-speed pressure cooker. You have a driver strapped in alongside 22 gallons of highly combustible racing fuel and boiling oil, tearing around a track at 200 miles per hour. When things go wrong and a spark finds that fuel, the first line of defense is a Nomax fire suit. But that specialized fabric only provides about 10 seconds of protection against second-degree burns. 10 seconds is a lifetime if you can quickly drop the window net and climb out. But if a violent impact leaves the driver pinned inside the roll cage, disoriented, or knocked unconscious, that 10-second window closes rapidly. For decades, the standard backup plan was a handheld fire extinguisher. Yet if a driver is physically unable to unbuckle their harness, they cannot reach over, pull a safety pin, and manually fight a fire. The solution to this problem removes human reaction time completely. Modern race cars are equipped with heavily automated, chemically advanced fire suppression grates. Survival in a modern crash relies on a split defense. The steel cage handles the kinetic impact, and the automated chemical grid buys the driver a chance to escape. For the first few decades of stock car racing, onboard fire protection did not exist. Drivers routinely climbed into the cockpit wearing standard cotton street clothes. That era ended in 1964. During the World 600, driver Fireball Roberts suffered a horrific crash, and the resulting fire proved fatal. In the immediate aftermath, NASCAR mandated sweeping safety upgrades. Drivers were required to wear the newly invented Nomex fire retardant suits. Steel fuel tanks were replaced by tear-resistant rubber bladders filled with foam to minimize fuel spillage, and every car had to carry a manual fire extinguisher. But early cockpits were tight, chaotic environments. If a car is flipping at high speeds, or if a driver is injured, a manual extinguisher bolted to the floorboard is effectively useless. Depending on a conscious, capable human to suppress a fire in the middle of a catastrophic wreck is an engineering flaw. The sport needed a system that could detect heat and deploy on its own. The first major leap forward came at the 1967 Indy 500. A.J. Foyt's team debuted an onboard extinguisher triggered automatically by a temperature-sensitive switch. Foyt's system used a chemical called Halon 1301. Halon was highly effective because it smothered fires instantly without filling the cockpit with blinding dry powder, and unlike carbon dioxide, it didn't displace the oxygen a driver needed to breathe. This is a 1994 NASA satellite graphic showing the massive ozone hole over the southern hemisphere. Halon was a severe ozone-depleting chlorofluorocarbon, which led to a global production ban in the 1990s and its eventual prohibition in motorsports. To replace halon, engineers turned to hydrofluorocarbons, specifically chemicals like Fe36 and Novec 1230. Instead of starving a fire of oxygen, Novec 1230 rapidly absorbs massive amounts of heat, stopping the combustion reaction at the molecular level. It evaporates 50 times faster than water, protecting sensitive onboard electronics. It leaves no slick residue on the track surface and completely breaks down in the atmosphere within 5 days. The perfect racing fire suppressant is a chemical paradox. It must be instantly lethal to a 2,000-degree fuel fire while remaining entirely harmless to the human sitting right in the middle of it. Today, all of this chemistry is strictly governed by the SFI 17.1 specification rulebook, which mandates a highly specific, dual-bottle system inside the car. First, the cockpit must house a 5-pound chemical bottle, mounted securely within reach of the driver. This unit is tied to a manual pull knob override, giving the driver immediate control if they spot smoke. Second, a larger 10-pound bottle is mandated for the rear trunk area, solely dedicated to protecting the highly volatile fuel cell. This rear unit relies entirely on automated, thermally activated discharge nozzles. The rulebook dictates how the chemical gets to the fire. Pressurized lines must be steel reinforced and routed strictly down the longitudinal center line, keeping them away from side panels where a crush could sever the flow. Every required bottle, thermal nozzle, and steel line placement in that rulebook is a direct mechanical response to a tragedy from the sport's past. When a catastrophic wreck occurs and the temperature spikes past a critical threshold, a thermal switch melts, releasing highly pressurized fluid through the mechanical nozzles. In milliseconds, that chemical expands into a thick gas, flooding the engine bay and cockpit, breaking the fire's chemical chain reaction before the driver even registers that the car has stopped spinning. These complex 10-pound systems are not built to save the machinery from destruction. The engineering has a single priority: suppressing flames just long enough for a shaken driver to recover, drop the window net, and walk away. The steel roll cage manages the violent energy of the impact, while the invisible, automated chemistry riding shotgun secures the driver's ultimate survival.